What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Shepherd channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Don't know why I was just using one hand there. That was interesting. What's my other hand doing? Anyway, somebody's going to make fun of me for that. But anyway, BetMGM, we've got them sponsoring our lovely program. We have Odd Chopper, of course. Sorry about the title card there. We had the wrong date. I didn't notice it. Somebody else pointed it out. Hopefully, that is fixed going forward here. And you know that this is for Wednesday. Yay, that is very important to me. Of course, make sure all the graphics. Well, we'll make sure everything's all set up here with NBA, MLB going on simultaneously. I am just trucking over here. I'm betting everything along with you, per usual. And this is the most I have down before an MLB slate all year long. We've got a lot of money lines. I want to be early to the party on. I think we're going to get some closing line value. So I have tons to talk about there. Let's get ourselves to it. Derek Jones Jr. just keeps knocking out threes. This is just, I hate everything. Oh, my Timberwolves are trying to kill me here. Yay. Oh, I can't probably show that. But anywho, we got BetMGM, and I'm going to talk baseball while I'm watching. Producer Jacob, let's get to this. Yeah, Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. We begin 16 games. Yes, 16 games. And almost all of my plays are like, we're going to bet a lot this morning. I'm just throwing it out there. Just prepare yourselves. Prepare thyselves. But Pittsburgh and Detroit, for two bad baseball teams, these are like the best back-to-back doubleheader pitcher matchups I've seen in years. Years, I tell you. That's not even hyperbole. I actually mean that. Let's start with game one. We've got Jared Jones versus Tariq Skubal. And both of these guys I broke down yesterday for you, but just in case, we've got ourselves with a sub 30% hard hit for Tariq Skubal and 42.8% hard hit for Jared Jones. So Jared Jones giving up a little bit more power. I do think, though, everything else across the board looks incredible for both these guys. Both around 30% K rates, both 4.3% identical walk rates. Ridiculous stuff that we're seeing from both of them. So I'm in love with the under here. Like I ended up deciding to pull the trigger here in a pretty real way. I only had a lean there for the under of 7, and I reran some stuff, and I really like it, especially knowing that there's going to be a baseball game coming up later where both these pitchers, well, I suppose might have to eat it if they're not getting it going, but I think both of these guys are going to do a great job of eating up innings here for game one, which leads us into game two. So I like that one. That's a like play. We're going to get Paul Skeens versus Jack Flaherty here in round two. Ridiculous pitching matchups. Now, of course, be on the lookout. Things can change. There's one pitching matchup that we got to talk about later in this program. I'll remind myself. That's something. Just making sure that it's the correct thing before we end up firing it under. Oh, yeah. Make sure you know the rules of your books. That is very, very important. But Paul Skeens, we backed him. Skeens, mother trucker. That's what I came up with for that one. And then Jack Flaherty, he's pretty incredible here as well. He got himself the heck out of St. Louis, and St. Louis is not a place you want to be here at the moment, especially when you're talking about humidity in the summer. Yeah, is what it is. But let's just talk about Paul Skeens because he's awesome. 277 xWOBA so far, 34% K rate. Obviously, he's had one outing that really trucked it upwards. He got a lot of called strikes there against the Cubbies for what it's worth. Some bad umpiring, if you will. Oh, shout out Angel Hernandez. As we go, we're not going to miss you, buddy. Anyway, we like the under of 7.5 here as well. So 7.5 here with Jack Flaherty. I hope no runs occur in Detroit. Well, they're going to need 1-0. Both games would be really cool. Somebody's going to exact to that, and I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. And game number 2, friends, St. Louis, Cincinnati. And this one is pretty quick. I guess it's game 3 technically, but second matchup, if you will. We got Mr. Plante, Mr. Montas, and Frankie Montas is not back. No, he's not. But we're looking at a pretty interesting situation on the St. Louis side here because I do think this Palante character, is not very good. And this could be like a short outing. There's a number of different ways that this ends up being like Libertor. But Polante's got like a 52.6% hard hit. He does have an insane ground ball rate right now, but I don't know. The over of 9.5 is what's popping for me. I don't like it, though. It's not a play. It doesn't have expected value. Don't bet it. Just saying it's popping is in like the best of the terrible plays. It's like being the... You guys ever watch Flight of the Conchords? The hottest girl in the whole wide room. Yeah. Arizona, Texas, we are going to get something from this. Again, a lot of plays coming down the pipeline. I think we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a break, then a lock, then a no like, then a lock, then a like. Oh, my Lord. We only have one lean coming up here. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. We've got Ryan Nelson and Andrew Heaney. And first thing that should always stand out when these two are on the mound is runs are probably in the future. Now, Corey Seager is on another planet right now. Did go yah-yah for the people. If you ended up tailing that one into the oblivion, awesome. I wasn't smart enough to put him in the round robin, even though I bet him individually plus 290 over on FanDuel. That felt good. But Ryan Nelson here and Andrew Heaney, these are two pitchers that you generally are looking for runs. Ryan Nelson, 43.5% hard hit, 50.5 for ding, dun, 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 dun. If it ends up being him, doubt it. We'll see. I do think it's going to be one of those two. And either way, it's going to be very, very fascinating to see where the runs are coming from. So a couple of books that have it listed differently in terms of pitchers. And yet either way, the over of 8.5, that is going to be something that is advantageous for the people. Or sorry, of 9. It's 9 now. 9. German. Philly and San Fran in this spot, and Christopher Sanchez, much better pitcher here so far than Kyle Harrison, which is weird because, again, Christopher Sanchez, whenever I bet him, disappointment generally ensues. Does have a 279 expected batting average, but like the 61% ground ball rate, although this is generally a park for fly ball pitchers, that you're going to be just fine. Look at some of the home run numbers that we've seen here in San Francisco this season. It's wild because nobody really on the San Francisco side outside of Chapman, Yastrzemski sometimes, and Jorge Soler that are pulling any type of ownership at the moment. It is just wild to witness. Wild, my friends, to witness. With that said, Christopher Sanchez, the better pitcher, the better lineup, Philadelphia, the better bullpen, Philadelphia. Minus 136. If I didn't already have two locks on the card, this could probably go up there, but I ended up putting a half unit on this one. I'm always paying attention to that line movement. I think we're going to see this one move in the Phillies direction pretty comfortably. So get to this one fast, please, and thank you. Taking a break from our light train right now to go to OS Premium Tools, Discord Insider Access. Again, $14.95 for everything, but Dinger Tuesday. We got the dinger, friends. We got the absolute bomb there from Will Benson. We got a couple of other things. So $1, yes, $1 to sign up at OS right now at the link below. If you go and click on that, sign up using promo code DINGER, DINGER. Awesome opportunity to get yourself Odd Chopper for 1 week for $1. Just $1. Code is live right now. We'll be up for 24 hours. That will be done right around that 8 p.m. Eastern time mark. So you want to jump in now. Again, if you want to get the premium betting card for tomorrow and tomorrow only, awesome. Get it for $1. Try us out for a week. It would be awesome to see you there. Plus, I'm kind of funny in written form. I think I'm pretty funny in written form. Not very funny verbally, but you know, is what it is. Back to the picks we go, friends. Sign up using promo code DINGER at Odd Chopper at the link below. Feel good about that one, friends. Glad to get promo code DINGER live once again for the people. But we got a third baseball game taking place here. We had the Los Angeles Mets spot. We got Pittsburgh, Detroit. I'm actually really looking forward to both of those games in that doubleheader. Not really looking forward to this one from a real life perspective, but I bet the over of 8.5, and here's why. James Paxton is not very good. Drew Peters, not very good. Both of them. Sorry, it's David Peterson. Couldn't even get his name. I just know he's a southpaw who's got a 1.57 whip so far this season. Last year, 3.83 ERA. Had some decent stuff at times, but still some telltale signs that the trouble was brewing in River City. I don't know why it's a pirate in River City. It's the Music Man mixed with Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's not even funny. 3.94 expected ERA last season, but 4.96 so far this season. And now the Dodgers come to town. Yeah. We're not seeing like both of them put up runs together at the same time in these games, but after a couple of lackluster games, both bullpens getting utilized off of that doubleheader, I think this is a great opportunity to invest in that 8.5. So fire it up. Fire it up. Feels good. I like it. I like a lot of shit today. Once you know it, I also like this afternoon baseball in San Diego. Braxton Garrett, Yu Darvish. Now, it is a pretty hefty number here, minus 172, and yet I think this should be closer to minus 190. So if you want to use this as a parlay piece, I do encourage that. I know a lot of people aren't very comfortable putting down 170 to 100 from time to time. I don't know why. I think just probably bankroll management, or, you know, again, you have to bet $172 every single time around. Just saying. Everybody's got different units. not the size of the unit. Or something, I don't know. My wife told me one time. Braxton Garrett, you Darvish friends, really great opportunity to get some San Diego money down. Much better baseball team, much better starting pitcher here so far. And Braxton Garrett, he does have the strikeout stuff that pops from time to time, but I gotta say, there is no doubt that you Darvish is long for this game and much better off going up against a Miami team that doesn't strike out as much as I was expecting against righties over the course of this season. Thought that they would be like top of baseball based on the fact that they're like piss poor at baseball. But an 88 WRC plus against righties, that, friends, is in the doldrums, 5th worst in baseball. Give me you Darvish just about every single time in these type of scenarios. Yes, it's mitigated. We're pitching at Petco. It's a beautiful ballpark. But 7.5 total. Not going to be touching that one. Give me the San Diego money line. Whew, we're going to take one break from liking everything to Boston at Baltimore. And I don't really like anything. Two really good pitchers, but they're both righties, lefty power plays up in this ballpark. We just saw Wilyer Abreu, and I mean, Ref Snyder hit a bomb to left field there. That was pretty wild to watch. But working through these numbers, got all the props ahead of time too. Nothing stood out there. Thought I would get more prop exposure in these early games, but not so far. Need some more numbers to drop, and well, not looking all that good. But Cutter Crawford, really good. Corbin Burns, really good. I think the 7.5 total is a little bit sneaky to maybe taking over, but this is just the respect that I have for Corbin Burns that I'm not going to go anywhere near it. Might have entertained a team total there on the Baltimore side, if you will, because I do think Cutter Crawford been awesome this year, 31.5% hard hit, but 18.6 degree launch angle, 27% fly ball percentage, much higher than that of 19.7% fly ball percentage for Corbin Burns. You got enough of these lefties for Boston, specifically Devers, and Wilyer Abreu, 47.2% hard hit, 437, and as I said, went yah. So I'm going to go Boston plus 1.5 there, purely because it's the best play that I have standing out as of right now, but thought maybe a team total play from Baltimore would be sneaky. Not very sneaky at the current numbers. Eric, oh, you didn't have any locks the last 2 days. Yeah, because I didn't love anything. I got 2 of them today. Not that I'm trying to make up for anything or compensate, if you will. Again, it's not the size of the unit, friends. But we begin our boarding walk in Lock Street. Again, moving ourselves. Let's get ourselves back well above this 500 mark. Again, the likes have been awesome over the course of the last couple of weeks, and I feel pretty confident that starting to see the board much better than before. But I'm surprised to see 8.5 here. Now, there are some numbers, minus 120, minus 122, but FanDuel, it's juiced a little bit towards this under of 8.5. But at 8.5, this is a pretty advantageous under with Joey Estes, kind of like what we've seen. Now, he's an extreme fly ball pitcher, but Tropicana, this is going to be a better pitcher's park. And Ryan Pepio, 199 expected batting average going up against an Oakland Athletics team. Now, the main thing we got to do, we got to keep balls in the yard here for Mr. Joey Estes. We got to keep balls in the yard for Mr. Ryan Pepio, because if we do, we're in a really good spot. But so far through 3 starts, he's given up 2 bombs, and that was both on the road there. This is going to be a little bit more solid pitcher's park for him here in Tampa Bay than what, well, it's about identical to Oakland for what it's worth. But again, those were road games. One Seattle, decent pitcher's park, another one Houston. But you don't care about that. You care about why is it that I'm betting this? Well, Ryan Pepio, love the stuff going up against Oakland. And yeah, they've been better and a decent back on the money line if you've been firing it up there, but they strike out a lot. 26.4% K rate, do have that 103 WRC plus. I don't want to besmirch that. It's impressive to see from Oakland to even be above league average against either handedness based off of what we saw last year or year before that. The, Chris Davis years, Crush Davis. Anyway. Nobody cares about that. You care about why is this an under? It's an under because it's a lock. It's 8.5. It's my second favorite play on the board. So it is fantastic, though, to get a unit in on this now. Could see this going to 8.5. Oh, sorry. Could see this going to 8 for sure. 7.5 probably would need even money or a little bit better. Again, it's a range of outcomes thing. 8 being a key number towards an under, but under 8.5. Lock it up here for tomorrow. I think the bullpens do enough for us here. Please get to Mason Miller. That would feel good. And we've got one pitcher guaranteed to be Mackenzie Gore here, but I gotta say, there is another pitcher that I had to do a deep dive on because Spencer Schwellenbach from Nebraska, yes, he pitched for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Sioux Falls kid, all my high school, went to Nebraska, Lincoln. Oh, we're going to go big red. Woo. Anyway, but Spencer Schwellenbach, he is going to be your starting pitcher for this one. Fastball, slider, changeup combination. He is the 6th ranked prospect in this organization, but he's 23 and he's never even pitched in AAA, which freaks the crap out of me here if I'm an Atlanta fan. Again, minus 162 for a guy who's never pitched in AAA. He's going from AA ball. He started the season at A ball. Like, what? What? Now he had 2 starts and looked awesome. 1.63 xFIP, 1.19 FIP going up in those 2 starts at AA, went 13 innings, had some strikeout stuff, but this is such a drastic jump. There aren't even steamer projections on this guy. So I had to fundamentally go through and try to go play by play and throw some stuff together. And I got to say, I think you bet Washington every single time. Now, I think first 5 might be an even better play as I look at it after the fact. But you know what? I already bet this. So hopefully you're listening to the analysis. And I'm probably going to get another small play. Might end up being a full unit that I end up having on this one because Mackenzie Gore has been that good. 36.4% hard hit, 27.6% K rate. And we did see a 2-0 Atlanta win, but came off of an Ozuna home run and Kelnick ended up hitting a sac fly to drive in Matt Olson there. I like the Washington money line here. I think the first 5 is probably going to end up on the card here as well. You just back the better pitcher, the more proven pitcher here. Yeah, is Washington all that good? No, but a AA jump to big league ball, those generally don't go well, friends. Yay, Juan Soto home run. That made me feel good. But anyway, Shota Imanaga, Bryce Wilson. This, friends, is my favorite play of the day. We've got Shota Imanaga, who a lot of people were asking me, Eric, are you watching what's going on with this guy? Are you realizing how good he is? And my response was, we'll see how he deals with Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out in the summer when it starts to get hot and humid and more difficult. Well, I don't have to think about that all much here in Milwaukee, indoors, going up against Bryce Wilson. Shota Imanaga, 261 xWOBA. Now, the 17.3 degree average launch angle, again, the fly ball rate, a little bit higher there at 35.2%. There is some power in this lineup, but a 0.84 ERA, 2.62 expected ERA, and all I have to do is lay 134 here. We're talking 134 to 100 here on the lock side of things. I don't see how this isn't a play every single time considering Bryce Wilson. Now, I did make the vow. Milwaukee, I was going to tread lightly, but this is now my fifth time going with Milwaukee either for or against in the lock department. I am 0-4. So regression towards the mean with the Chicago money line. Bryce Wilson is just so bad, friends. 46.3% hard hit, 18.6 degree average launch angle, 21.2% K rate. And friends, the fly ball rate, it's not even that bad, 24.6%. But come on, Cubby. Get some offense going. Back your boy Imanaga, who's on his way to a Cy Young potentially. Yeah, we'll see how he does outdoors in Wrigley later. But Chicago money line, this is my favorite play on the day. This is going to move fast. Get yourself in before this is minus 150. I would be shocked if it wasn't a little bit later. And obviously Milwaukee, we freak out against them, against righties. Lefties, they are much more gettable here with a 92 WRC plus. This is gettable for you right now too. BetMGM, you sign up at the link below. You go down there. If you haven't signed up at BetMGM in your state yet, get yourself up to $1,500 in bonus back if your first bet loses. Does that make sense? I'll say this one more time. You go to the link down below. You deposit 25, 50, 100, 125, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever your bankroll allows. Play within your means, friends. You can bet up to $1,500 in your first play, whatever it is. You get it back in bonus bets if it loses. A great opportunity to sign up at a book and take advantage of these offers. Continually take advantage of the offers and then shop for the best lines every single day. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. You would think we would slow it down. Ooh, Eric just had 1 billion plays and 2 locks and what in the world? Well, I like this one too. Kansas City going up against my Minnesota Twins and Seth Lugo here. I'm a little bit surprised to see this price. Minus 122. Now, Bailey Ober, he is somebody who can give up some fly ball contact, doesn't have a great velocity ropping behind him there, has that 31% fly ball rate. But Seth Lugo, he's been okay, 430 expected slugging. But I do think that this is just a advantageous number to be getting a -122 on the Minnesota Twins side, considering Bailey Ober has more to come with the package here. 296 xWOBA, 36.7% hard hit. They have nearly identical 9.4% barrel percentages, and that freaks me out a little bit. But overall, you got to get by Bobby Witt. You got to get by Sal Perez. But Minnesota starting to get healthier. We won't have Royce Lewis back yet. He did get designated for assignment. I'm very excited to see him back in AAA here. Going to be paying attention to him. Can't wait for him to get called back up and ready to rock here after getting hurt, game 1 this season? That's how bad we run as Minnesota sports fans. It's 49-49 at halftime. Come on, Timberwolves, figure your shit out. Anyway, we got Bailey Ober. We're going to back him here in the Minnesota bullpen. Like it. It's really as simple as it gets. Whew, now we can get to some props. Again, it took forever to get to props. Alek Manoah, Chris flexing here. He stays flexing in his candy pane, rolling dank, sipping drink on the 80 false swing. Kind of screwed that one up there. I'm tired. I'm very tired. But we saw an interesting thing. Mike Clevenger ends up getting scratched. They have to push up rotations a little bit. Chris flex, and this is his designated day, so I suppose it's not going to matter for him. Mike Clevenger gets put on the IL. We're seeing pitchers fall like flies, but 34.4% hard hit. Good stuff from him there. Yay. Davis Schneider is smacking baseballs. 342 xWOBA, 425 expected slugging, only at 38.5% hard hit, but 22-degree launch angle. That is the reason that you're seeing Davis Schneider hit it out of these parks as opposed to Vlad and Bo Bichette, who are at 6.3 and 7.7-degree average launch angles, respectively. That, friends, is not the droids you're looking for. But 6 homers so far for Davis Schneider in 163 plate attempts. Hopefully he can stay healthy this season. Now leading off here for the Toronto Blue Jays. George Springer been set to the doldrums there. It's funny, he batted 7th. First time in his career that he batted below 6th. And he hits a home run in it. I thought that was pretty ironic. Anyway, you don't care about that. You care about what's my player, Davis Schneider, if it's better than plus 400 against Chris Flex. And I don't trust that he somehow got better over the summer or the winter. It'd be the winter for him. Cleveland at Colorado. It's a lefty. You should know on this program what I'm going to do with that. His name is David Fry. He had nearly a 500 on base percentage against lefties. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up this exact number. I have to go to a different sheet, so you have to bear with me. We could do like the Muppets thing. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. And we are here. David Fry, 372 xWOBA, 263 expected batting average, and a 414 expected slugging. But it gets so much better when you talk about the splits. He has a 1.432 OPS against lefties, and that's in 61 plate attempts. He's got 4 homers in that duration, 825 slugging. He is slashing 425, 607, 825. What? Against lefties. Against lefties, that is. He's not so bad against righties either. 786 OPS, you would take that on every baseball team. Batting 283 straight up, you would take straight up. Teddy KGB. Paid the man his manis. David Fry, 2+ bases, and the potential for a home run here. Anything better than -125 will make it a 2 bases play. And the home run, we're looking for anything better than plus 360. Yeah. It's going to be wild seeing him next to J. Ram in pricing, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Juan Soto, thank you for making me feel very, 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 very good about the home run plays. Again, maybe should have had more props considering Corey Seager. Gone. Juan Soto, gone. Waiting for Judge. If Judge can go over and we can hit all 3 home run plays from the video form from yesterday, that would be very useful. Or maybe a Will Brennan bomb out of the middle of nowhere for Cleveland. That would feel good too. Because I ended up betting his home run in addition to the RBIs from last night. But Luis Heel and Mr. Anderson, Tyler Anderson here. Gotta say, this isn't a great price at -122, but it's an advantageous park. Obviously, we just saw Soto do this thing. We're going to see Judge, Stanton. 3rd best park for lefty power in baseball, which is kind of wild. Again, smaller yellow line. It dropped down, and Ohtani was... They probably miss him. Anybody would miss Ohtani. Even as... I'm not going to make that joke. You know what I was thinking, though. Luis Heel, friends. He's one of my favorite pitchers to be backing here. I'm curious where his K prop opens at. I think 6.5 is more alive than 7.5, considering The Angels, it's kind of wild. This is a team that used to strike out ad nauseum. It's gone up from 22 and a half it was at a week ago against righties, up to 23.7%, like I expected. Didn't get to make any money or capitalize off of it, but maybe we get 7.5. I would assume you're getting plus money attached to that one, but one of the best pitchers in baseball so far, Luis Gil. I'm going to be looking at his ladder up to 8Ks, potentially 9. New York minus 1.5. It doesn't make the card again. I have enough going on here, friends. And the last play of the game, 2 really good pitchers, Justin Verlander, George Kirby, but it's a 7 total in Seattle. Again, Justin Verlander, not as much strikeout stuff. George Kirby, back to not really wanting anything to do with this individual here at the moment. He just makes me upset sometimes. Just makes me upset. He doesn't walk anybody. That's cool. And then when I bet him, he doesn't do anything. Like the first time I bet him in eons, and well, he went to Elon. That's funny. Whatever. Let's end the program. Under 7, and I'm not going to bet it. We have a million other plays. Just go back. Just go back. Pick any of those. 2 locks. 2 locks. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely Wednesday 16-gamer. And that doubleheader is going to be awesome to watch. I'm going to watch probably every single inning of Pittsburgh-Detroit. There's no NBA on Wednesday. There's potentially no there's no potential NBA till Thursday if the Timberwolves don't find a way in this second half. Fingers crossed. I'm going to go finish watching that. That is for sure. But check out BetMGM. Check out Odd Shopper. Let's get ourselves the heck up out of here. Thank you, producer Jacob. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday.